Hopefully you can see everything. I'm just going to check the audio. Oh, wow. Surely that's loud. Yeah. Awesome. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Very grateful to have you here, Jen, HB, Anchal. Thank you for the birthday wishes as well. I was trying to get a message back and then grab some water before we went live. It feels surreal having a birthday during those crazy times of the year, the holiday period, so it hasn't really sunk in yet. But I did turn 30, so it was a milestone birthday. And I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've been 30. And I think a lot of other Capricorns and even some Aquariuses feel the same way. It's like our birthdays come just to make it official, but you kind of just get to a point where you're like, yeah, I feel like I am this age. So, not in a bad way either. I feel really grateful to make it to 30, and I feel really happy that I am where I am in life. Like, just a lot of kind of feels like my life is catching up to how I've felt, if that makes sense. So, definitely feels like a new chapter. It's a new year. Energetically, I've been really drawn to the fire horse energy. I don't know how you guys are feeling about that. It's probably clear in a lot of the content that I've been putting out. And Anshal, in terms of which sign, I would recommend trying your sun sign first, just because I'm going to try to read for sun signs and then just see how you go, see if that feels right or not. I technically like to say it applies to whichever placement you feel is best, just because some people have more dominant placements in other areas of their chart. So even though they could be an Aries sun, they have more Gemini energy in their chart. So they like to look at Gemini. For me, I'm a Capricorn sun, but I have a lot of Capricorn placements as well. So an Aquarius and Sagittarius. So I tend to look at those three. And then I also like to look at my moon sign. But yeah, no pressure, just follow what feels right ultimately. And I would encourage you to just have a look at your chart and make sure you know. I think you know Anchal very well, but anybody else who's watching this, just make sure you know where your placements are as well. There's lots of free generators online. Yeah, that is so cool. Oh my gosh, Jen. Just disclaimer, I'm not well versed with the Chinese zodiac. I just felt very naturally drawn towards following that because the end of the calendar year didn't feel like the end of my year, if that makes sense. Like energetically, it felt like last year still had to wrap up. And then I kind of realized, well, that's what they do practice in the Chinese zodiac and with their beliefs of energy and how the year kind of naturally shifts. So I don't know what your question is. We'll see. I'll see if I can answer it. If not, I'll have to redirect to someone better qualified. To start today's live stream, we are going to go the traditional way. I'm not going to mix things up too much. We're going to start with Aries. And we are trying to raise aspirations. That's the whole point of this reading. I feel like we don't need any more heavy stuff. I'm a very honest reader. So, of course, if something does come out, I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to try to steer it towards the angle of positivity and giving you hope. I don't want to just bring a really heavy message and leave you with that. So the whole focus around this reading is to have a look at what you have to look forward to. We're going to look at what area of your life this is coming in, how it's going to affect your life, and then when you can expect it. Because the idea was it's coming in the immediate future, so within the next month, ideally. But we'll just double check if it's not clear, and then we'll also look at advice as well. Oh, good. Yeah, that's true, Jen. The Chinese zodiac is very diverse with their elements. So the elements just add that extra layer of I would guess, in one level, it's a bit more complex to read, but on the other level, it just adds more of a realism to it. Instead of assuming that all people born in that year are always the same, the elements of fire, wood, metal, I think it's earth and water and air, they all kind of change as well. So that adds a different effect as well, which is kind of cool. Let's have a look at you, Aries. What is going on here? Spirit, when it comes to Aries, what can they look forward to next? Okay, that was nearly... What can they look forward to? Oh, wow. I didn't want to take this many cards, but we'll roll with it. Wow. This is so interesting. The Seven of Swords at the back of the deck is something you can look forward to. So it makes me think that in the immediate future, you are wanting to avoid certain people. You are wanting to kind of keep a low profile and work on something without everybody knowing what it is. And it also makes me think that this has to do with your actions, looking forward to your actions progressing and turning into something good for yourself, as though you're following your own plans, but you don't feel pressured to share that with other people, to invite other people, to bring other people in, and to even have to think about them when you're doing this, when you're planning this. Which is very Aries energy, really. This is that strong desire to just be independent, but to also, when I see the Seven of Swords as a blessing or as something good for us, it removes the expectations. Because sometimes when we are collaborating or sharing our ideas or plans with other people, their expectations and judgment feels like a heavy weight that we have to contend with. It feels like an added pressure. Or it can feel like something that negatively psychs you out because you're like, oh, now I feel obligated to make this good for them as well, or look good, or make them proud, or include them. So this has to do, first of all, what is this? It has to do with your actions and your close relationships, I would say, but also the way that you let other people see you. You're trying not to be bothered by other people's opinions, other people's perspectives, other people's plans. And this is really about mindset too. Like you're really trying to just be in your own lane, not worry about what other people think. So I do think that this is also about not getting too, like not comparing yourself in a harmful way, not getting too wrapped up in the competitive aspect of keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak. And this is a recurring theme for you with Judgment here. You've kind of sowed this seed a little bit earlier, maybe before the year even ended, and you said to yourself, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to get carried away, I'm not going to let them harmfully impact what I need to do. I'm not going to worry about what other people think, but I'm also not going to let myself get too affected by these other things, these other opinions, these other influences, these other ideas. It also feels like a case of like, don't sweat the small stuff, and just really trying to get some level of control over your mindset, because you may be feeling like your mind is either easily distracted or just very fragile, very sensitive towards feedback, towards criticism, towards what other people have to say. And it could feel like if you share this with other people, if you just share the fact that you don't want to even do anything for the next month, you just want to have your peace and focus on yourself, and somebody turns around and says, oh wow, like that might hit you the wrong way, and you're going, they're judging me. So this feels like withdrawing so that you can get in control of your mindset, your well-being, your mental health, but so that you can genuinely get more self-confidence back as well. This is definitely a recurring cycle or theme for you, but with judgment reversed, there's also a feeling here of you getting back on track with something that you had previously been working towards, and you either had to hit pause or you had to tell yourself, like, oh, I'll just wait until I feel better about it. So judgment reversed also feels like you picking up what you'd dropped off, picking up where you left and trying to get it to be something better for you. So this has something to do with your practices as well, the way that you work, the way that you invest your time, your energy on a regular basis. With the Knight of Pentacles here, it feels like a long-term plan, so you're trying to give yourself grace in between. You're trying to say, it's okay if I have bad days, it's okay if I don't always feel motivated or confident or successful. You're trying to contend with your human emotions and your uncontrollable sensitivities with the Queen of Cups here, and just the natural cycle of not having good days where you're 110%. So the Knight of Pentacles adds that element of timing, really, and also practice. What is this going to look like for you? How are you going to put it into place? So as something to look forward to, this is an idea you've already had. This is a realization about your life, the way that you interact with the people around you. But it's something to look forward to because you're bringing in a more human, compassionate, graceful element where you're not being too critical and too hard on yourself like you used to. And that's bringing in a lot more confidence, a lot more positivity towards self. And I would say that the impacts don't feel real until other people start telling you, Aries, you look good. What are you doing? You're glowing. You look really well. You look really healthy. You look really like attractive, beautiful, handsome. So it's something to look forward to because other people are going to actually notice before you do. You're just going to be maybe in that thinking phase and acting phase, and you're going to just be almost thinking to yourself, like, when is this going to kick in? But other people, when they do get the chance to see you, it's all positive. And so you've also got to come back to the Seven of Swords and just remind yourself that it's not all bad. I feel like you're kind of trying to sneak around and be a little bit reclusive because you're worried of harmful feedback and you're very sensitive to criticism, but I think you're mostly going to get good feedback. People are going to say, like, you look great. How are you? Are you well? And there'll be a very genuine response as well. So, look, you may need to just, which is something you're probably already thinking of, just limit your social interactions to people you actually have time for, have energy for, who don't have a history of being more negative than positive in your life. But I feel like this is something to look forward to in the immediate future because it's already something you're practicing or trying to get some sort of momentum around. Now you can also look forward to your feelings or your mood swings or just your well-being starting to kind of like balance out, especially if you have been feeling a bit more sensitive, a bit too lethargic or emotionally drained, and like you don't have a lot of capacity for other people. This was actually a natural recalibration so that you could just focus on yourself. You can't always be there for everybody, and people are never going to 100% be satisfied with what they get from you. That's just nature. That's just human nature. And I think with Aries, people always expect more from you, whether you're an Aries sun, moon, rising, anything in between. People always expect more from Aries than what they can give. You have to look after yourself, and you have to feel confident within yourself in order to show up as a leader when it's required, when you, yeah. So I do think that this Queen of Cups is something to look forward to for you, because it's just this feeling of, okay, so that's not as big of a deal anymore. And emotions are hard because we can't control them. We can try to influence them. We can use our words and our actions, but really, if our emotions want to feel some type of way, they're going to feel that way. So you can look forward to this balancing out more, and you feeling more in tune with your emotional being, and being aware of how your emotions are actually trying to protect you by making you care less, or by showing you how sensitive you are to certain things. So really, I think that all of this is about adjusting your actions with the Knight of Pentacles, so that you're giving your time, your energy, your commitment, like your consistency, these practices towards things that feel good for you, towards things that make you feel good about yourself, make you feel proud of yourself, without worrying about what other people are going to think. And the results are going to be seen pretty quickly. Like, this is looking at your immediate future. So the Knight of Pentacles is a long-term trajectory of action. If you keep kind of doing this over a longer period of time, for the better half of the year, it will only continue to get better. It will only continue to pay you back with successful outcomes. But you're going to start to see that this is what you need to do this year, especially prioritizing self, having grace for self, paying attention to the warning signs of past karmic cycles repeating, and recognizing red flags, prioritizing what's important to you, because no matter how much time passes, it's still going to be important to you. And knowing that your feelings aren't working against you, they're actually symptoms and signs of how you need to protect yourself and prioritize yourself, and when to just have those boundaries in place for people who expect way too much from you. I don't know why this always happens. Like, we laugh about the fact that Aries has that side to them that's very independent, and people love that about Aries. It's even over romanticized that Aries is independent, and yet it's also the thing that people tend to look at first as like a negative thing. So it's crazy, but it can happen even with the people closest to you, who forget that, yes, you're a wonderful leader and lover and caring sort of person, but you're also your own person. And that's something that's very important to you, is your time alone in a meaningful way. So that's what I'm seeing. I do feel like this fits into the immediate future, because we started with this Judgment card reversed, but it has long-term effects in a positive way. So if this hasn't happened already, this is the energy that you're definitely coming into within the next month. And this is the shift in mindset and perspective that is happening within the next month. It's really supposed to feel real before Pisces season. That's kind of what this feels like to me. So that's what I see for you, Aries. I hope that was helpful. Something to look forward to, hopefully affirming for who you are and what you've been doing with your energy. Let's have a look at Taurus. Spirit, what can Taurus look forward to in the immediate future? That's very freaky that you got the same cards in your reading as well. Good night, HB. Thank you for tuning in. Alrighty, Taurus. What can Taurus expect, Spirit? Oh, no way. Judgment again. It's just the energy, I guess. Let's see how this plays out for you, Taurus. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. No. Okay, we're going to take Justice. And just get one more card, please, Spirit. What can Taurus look forward to in the immediate future? Okay. Oh, we have the Nine of Pentacles. At the back of the deck is the Death card. So Pluto is a lot stronger in your energy, Taurus. Maybe that's the fixed sign energy. You guys are uniting. And I do want to do more readings this year that are just all fixed signs or all mutable, all cardinal signs, because I feel like you guys, it kind of bounces off of each other more than the elements. Sagittarius and Pisces end up being very similar, and even Aquarius with Taurus, in this case Scorpio is showing up for Taurus, so I'm going to do more of that as well this year. With the Death card at the back of the deck, I would argue that this is the change you've been wanting and looking for. Like you've been telling yourself, I need this change, I need this push, I need this motivation. And so some of this is happening out of your control, but it feels like, just looking at these two, it feels like this is what you've been praying for or asking for. You've been asking for this year to be the year that you get to experience this kind of change, this kind of growth. Now, when we look at the Death card or Pluto, this primarily impacts our fears and feelings, but it also affects everything in our life, how we see the things that come towards us, whether we see them as opportunities or challenges, and how we choose to react. Because sometimes when it's coming and we're not ready, the first thing we think of is, why me? I'm already flat out. I have no capacity. Where is this coming from? So this is something that you have to look forward to because you've been asking for it and you've been wanting this change. I feel like this change is helping you overcome some of your personal fears that are rooted in insecurity and just that niggling feeling at the back of your neck telling you like you're not good enough. This is the kind of change that helps you overcome that fear and combat it and see it for what it is. It's just a thought. It's nothing more. It's not real. And this does feel like a push. It feels like you've been saying you want this, but you've been waiting for that big push to kind of make this happen, to get you motivated enough to start taking action towards your life in the way that you want it to. So it does impact a lot, but let's see if we can get more specific. Your relationships are going to be benefited off of this. You have a new opportunity presenting in a relationship. Is it existing? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it has to be. It could be brand new. For most of you, this is an existing partnership, commitment, relationship. For others of you, this is about following your plans to make more meaningful connections with people, new and existing, following a personal plan, personal goal to make more time for people and to make more time for yourself as well. So if you are single and you're wanting to find a partner, this is about you committing to that and saying like, I'm gonna be open, receptive, but I'm also going to make opportunities. If I see someone that I'm interested in, I'm gonna give it a go and just say hello and go from there. No pressure with the Ace of Cups. We're not coming on strong. This is about gestures of kindness and interest. So in existing relationships, this is like you just following through after you said to that person, I really want to see you more, or I want to talk to you more, or I want to catch up more. and saying yes when they reach out to you as well. When opportunities of connection come to you, you're open and you're saying, yeah, okay, even if you've had a crazy week, even if you've turned into a little bit of a bed bug, staying open to connection is something you have to look forward to in the immediate future. Someone's going to be showing you interest and you have the chance to reciprocate. Now, this does feel like something you've already said you would do, because Mercury is here in the reverse position, and we have Virgo and the 6th. Actually, this is the 9th house. So the 9th house is seizing the opportunity to experience things that you're interested in, things that spark your interest in the moment but don't have a lot of foresight, and enjoying these things that just come your way somewhat spontaneously, because they could create positive outcomes that you can't possibly fathom. So going with the flow, I would say, with the 9th house, and also developing your interests, because I think that the 9th house for me is a little bit more about development and expansion than just Jupiter. I feel like Jupiter is like Wheel of Fortune energy, right? Things just kind of happening for you. Whereas the 9th house is you recognizing you have interests and deciding to pursue it, even though there's always something in this world that you could use as an excuse. And that's why with the 9th house, we also have things like higher education, spirituality, because it's the idea of, well, you're curious about it, you've been thinking about it. Now let's test that curiosity and really look into it more and have a look at how this could really affect us and change our philosophy on life and help us even combat some of those creature comforts, those intrusive thoughts. So this is pretty big, Taurus. This is very like philosophical. This is very much about, again, mindset, but also overcoming fear, personal fear, and recognizing that the people around you want to help you, want to facilitate your growth. So I do feel like this Judgment card for you is about a realization, a wake-up call. And again, you could have had that niggling feeling for a while, but now it's real. It's here. You can't ignore it anymore. It's time. Let's do it. So the Ace of Cups is about having an opportunity to connect and seizing that opportunity, making time for it, meeting it halfway, creating harmonious balance in your relationships, in your actions, in your commitments, and reciprocating more, actually getting back to people and opportunities and offers. So I do see justice here as like a balance, and this balance affects your whole lifestyle. It's, yes, like your relationships are going to benefit, and you could be creating a new relationship here that, and just seeing where it goes. But I also think that justice represents balance in your entire life, because we have the 9 of Pentacles showing that you become more confident, more satisfied, and you get back into your Venus energy with your Taurus placements. So this 9 of Pentacles is really reminding us of how all of this work, kind of like this recognizing the wake-up call and opening yourself up towards the opportunities that you want and that are presenting for you, and reciprocating to create harmonious outcomes, does pay off materialistically. It makes you more confident. It makes your shoulders feel taller. It makes your energy feel more assured. When you walk into a room, you know who you are. You don't have to be loud about it, but you are proud about it. And with this 9 of Pentacles, it's something to look forward to, because it is the self-assuredness that you've been wanting. It's also the physical experiences that you've been wanting. I do think that a lot of you have been either praying about this or just really hoping that this is the year that you can kick into gear and feel like this. So the Nine of Pentacles is also a sign that what you're doing here is going to positively affect your lifestyle, your health. It's going to bring more balance into your physical body. It's going to make your health improve, especially if you've been worried about this or overthinking this or just feeling a little bleh and not really strong, not really healthy. But I also think that the Nine of Pentacles for me is like financial independence, financial security, and feeling like you can look after yourself. You've got this. Whatever happens, you have enough to take care of yourself and not worry about it. So these actions and this awakening, this realization, and how you choose to be emotionally open towards the things that you're interested in and the people that you want to spend time with seems to positively impact your finances. It's very interesting. It could be about like inspiration. Maybe these people inspire you to do things with your money, or maybe it's just that peace of mind that allows you to focus on work when you need to, or make the moves financially that you need to. Spirit, what is this about in terms of money? I'll just clarify before we move on to Gemini. What is this Nine of Pentacles about? Oh, Four of Swords. Yeah, just feeling rested. Feeling like you've got this, you don't need to stress. Can you clarify again, just to be double sure? I feel pretty good about this. I just want to make sure that you do as well. So you've had enough to look at, to worry about. Four of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. Shedding weight, shedding baggage. Because this feels like health and wealth. So let's talk about it like that. Like if you've been wanting to do that, or if you've just been trying to bring in enough money to get to a better position. It's that peace of mind, that confidence, that balance, that harmony that you've been looking for. Getting into a routine and settling into your confidence again and how you act and the choices that you make. Replenishing your finances after you've overspent. It feels related, but it's also just an additional message, I think, of something to look forward to. And keep in mind, this is in the immediate future. Spirit, can you give an indication of time? Look what just came out. Pluto. Now, Pluto is the last planet, so it usually moves slowly. I think this is the classic case of the gift that keeps on giving. If you recognize what kind of wake-up call this is. If you see this as a wake-up call and, okay, it's time to do something. It's time to really make this happen for me because I want this. And this is the wake-up call that I needed. Then it's kind of the gift that keeps on giving. It's an abundance train that just has unlimited carriages. But you will start to feel this shift and see this opportunity and see the harmony and feel more healthy and wealthy within the immediate future. So the number 20 could be significant. We're talking about within the next month, maybe 20 days or 20 weeks could be significant for you, Taurus. So that's what I'm seeing for you. We're going to have to go to Gemini because I always talk too much in these. And we're only 2 signs in. Alrighty. Let's have a look at Gemini now. Spirit, what is happening for Gemini? What can they look forward to in the immediate future? What can they look forward to in the immediate future, Spirit? Wow. King of Wands for Gemini. What can Gemini look forward to in the immediate future, Spirit? Ooh, Seven of Cups reverse, more confidence. Geez, 2025 really did a number on us, didn't it? The last three signs, like a big part of what you have to look forward to is like confidence in self, in your actions, in your plans, in your visions. For you, Gemini, it's about your vision. It doesn't matter how confident you feel, you need to feel like your plan is foolproof. And you need to feel like the opportunity that you're choosing to pursue is the right one. And it is. That's what this is about. You have to look forward to the fact that you're not going to feel confused about it. You're going to know that this is something big. Wow, the World card. Can I get another card for Gemini, please, Spirit? What can they look forward to? Just one card, please. Okay. Four of Pentacles reversed as well. And at the back of the deck is the Two of Wands reversed. Let me just flip this over because it makes it easier when I shuffle again next. So Two of Wands reversed at the back of the deck. For you, Gemini, this feels like clarity more than anything, like knowing this is what I want. This is what I'm going to go after. I'm not confused. I'm not going to get distracted. I'm not going to entertain multiple things at once. This is about locking in and really honing in on something that you really want. You've already created plans. You may have started this last year, and in the immediate future, you get the green light, and it's time to progress forward into the next phase, the next stage, the next part of this plan. Now, I do feel like there's some sort of creativity involved here. There's a lot of ambition, and you may feel like you're taking on a lot. Like it could be a very ambitious plan, a very ambitious goal. It could feel like a very ambitious idea or dream or hope. But it is going to come into reality. It's not too ambitious to be unrealistic. This is something to look forward to because I feel like you're either waiting for the motivation, the inspiration, or you're waiting for somebody else to say, okay, you can go now. Like somebody else's approval to say, here's your stamp, you can go. This is making me think of like big things, like building something, working on something, renovating, taking it to the next level type of thing. And you're in a position of authority here with this King of Wands, but you may feel like you're also contending with somebody else's decisions and their authority, either because they are someone you need that approval from, or because you're having to go back and forth and figure this out with them. I feel like this is something to look forward to because the pressure is off. It doesn't feel like something that's oppressive, or who did we talk about this with? I think it was with Aries. Yeah, it wasn't Taurus, but just when expectations are too high, it starts to feel like it's working against you, right? Like it's a make or break thing. Either other people's expectations are fuel, or it's like, oh, this is too much. Why? So I think with the King of Wands here, what we're looking at is you feeling ready, like very prepared. Once it's time to act, there's no confusion. There's a lot of, again, ambition, even creativity involved, leadership involved, strategy and plans, because that's what the King of Wands represents. But you handle it very well. And for the Seven of Cups to be reversed, there's no confusion, there's no wishing things were different or regretting or thinking like, geez, what if I did this instead? Especially if this is somewhat competitive. And just as an example, if you committed to this and then you also had a colleague say, well, I'm going to do that instead, in the immediate future, you're going to very clearly see that this was what you were meant to do. that wasn't going to work out for you. The grass was not greener on the other side. This is where your right path is. And there's a sense of purpose here as well. It may not feel like that in the immediate future. It may just feel like, oh, cool. It was a good risk to take. But as it develops, it becomes a sense of purpose for you. It becomes something that brings fulfillment, that enriches your life, that brings out some really beautiful qualities within your personality, that showcases your leadership side, your management side, your ability to strategize and work with a developing situation, because this isn't always about being prepared. The King of Wands is a good leader because they're dynamic, because they work with the energy as it develops. They recognize that you can be very prepared, but that doesn't mean things are going to go according to your plans. So the King of Wands is good at what they do because they watch it develop and they react well. So that's the energy you're having. And for the World card to be here, this is a huge sign of success, like a major recognition in your career, with a personal goal, or just with people kind of celebrating you and telling you like, wow, this is amazing. I'm so proud of you. Look at what you've done. So in the immediate future, the World card represents a big opportunity to be recognized for your success, to be given praise, and to have people tell you like, oh, I'm so proud of you. This is really good. This is really cool. And I think for the World card to be here, it just matters more to you. But I want you to know that there are people around you who are also proud, who are also witnessing you entering this new chapter of your life. And I feel like this is something that is leveling you up. So you can look forward to it because it is leveling up. It's you maturing. It's you entering a new phase of your life and becoming a more evolved version of yourself. It has positive impacts on your material world. It could look like you becoming fully qualified, or you getting an acceptance letter into a study program that you've really wanted, or you getting recognized for a promotion, or actually getting that promotion. But it symbolizes the end of one cycle and the start of something new, which is going to positively upgrade your lifestyle, your character, because even though it might just be a piece of paper that says congratulations, it's that recognition of you've been developing these skills. The piece of paper doesn't, it doesn't bring the skills and once you touch it, you gain the skills. It's not like that. The piece of paper just confirms you are qualified. You have what it takes to be this better version of yourself. So sometimes that tangible recognition helps our minds just click over and go, oh yeah, I've been doing this. I am ready. Because it can be very daunting getting to the end of one cycle and then jumping into a new one. You could feel like, geez, I'm not used to this. Am I ready? Maybe I need a little bit more training. It reminds me of a reel I saw where this nurse was like overthinking their role and they said, I need an adult in here. And the patient ended up being fine. So it's the same kind of thing, like you've been doing this, but this is your sign in the immediate future that you are ready for your new chapter. So with the Four of Pentacles reversed, this is a practical, I feel, comment on your finances and just being able to get back to where you want to be, changing your finances for the better, whether that means putting money back into a savings account or actually spending money that you've been saving on something that you really have been planning for and preparing for, getting to spend money to make your life better. So it is changing. We're either not hoarding anymore or we're not overspending, but it's the balance that you need for this next cycle of your life. You have to do this in order to make this happen. So that's kind of what I'm seeing for you, Gemini. I might have to leave it there and keep going. Let's have a look at Cancer next. Good luck, Gemini. You got this. Believe you've got this. And let's have a look at Cancer, Spirit. What can Cancer look forward to in the immediate future? Thank you, Anchal. I've just got the chance to actually read your message. I saw it pop up, but I didn't read it. That's awesome. And yes, we'll see what Scorpio and Sag have to say as well. Seven of Pentacles reversed for you, Cancer. What do they have to look forward to, Spirit? Eight of Cups. Oh no, that's upright. King of Pentacles. What can Cancer look forward to, Spirit? Oh, here we go. Whoops. Ten of Pentacles reversed. And what do we have over here? The Ace of Pentacles upright. Wow. Let me just have a sip of water, I think. I've got like a coffee over here and I have water as well, but I feel like I need that water. This is directly impacting your money, Cancer, and family. Like, this is very much about money and family. I think that this is something to look forward to. It's about having one-on-one time with key family members, but it's also about feeling confident about how your family dynamic is changing, because it looks like you're either preparing for some sort of big change in your family dynamic, or you're recovering from the news that things aren't going to be the same anymore. And this is something to look forward to, because it's not going to get better if you continue to ignore it. With the Seven of Pentacles reversed, we're ripping it out of the ground because it wasn't growing in our lives. It wasn't actually a helpful thing. So you guys may be either cutting somebody off, blocking them from your life, or just moving on after waiting for them to do something they were never going to do. Sometimes it's not always that toxic though. This could be about sometimes when we lose like a patriarch of our family or a matriarch of our family, things kind of feel weird. And we're trying to figure out, how do we readjust our family dynamic? So what you can look forward to in the next month is this, knowing that it's going to be okay. It won't be the same, but it could actually be better. And there's this strong feeling of just having to like test your faith on this. You're not walking with clarity and certainty. You're walking with an inner knowing and faith in God, the universe, spirit, to be able to lead you through this dark period. So this is something to look forward to, because the decision to move forward helps release a lot of baggage, a lot of heavy responsibility, and also feelings of waiting can make you feel stuck. Instead of waiting for things to get better, knowing that they're probably not, you get to just dump it and start to move forward. So it feels liberating, but it also feels like a test of faith. And I just want to validate and acknowledge that, because you're not supposed to have it all figured out. That's completely out of your hands. You should just be praising yourself and patting yourself on the back for the fact that you made that choice to move forward. Even though you didn't know what you were moving forward towards, it's not like you left them for this. You left them for you, and that's enough. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to figure out a foolproof plan moving forward. So once you make that choice to not be stuck or held back by something that isn't growing anymore, it's not beneficial, it's not working for you, we see this King of Pentacles. And I feel like the King of Pentacles resembles you feeling more in control, you feeling more prepared, more attentive and aware of your life. Because this almost feels like cutting a heavy weight out, like there's a relief here. Even though you're walking in the dark, you're like, oh, thank God I can finally move on with my life. So the King of Pentacles means that very quickly after you do that, you're going to start to see just how successful you can be by yourself or without this. You made the right choice, whether we're talking about walking away from a person, or because this is about money as well, walking away from a job or a situation with your money that just wasn't getting better. You had to just leave it. Now you can focus on what you're good at, what you're naturally good at, but also what is flourishing for you. And I see the King of Pentacles as a patriarch. So they don't always get to be involved in the little things. They kind of are there for the big moments. In terms of family systems, they're there for the big family moments. They don't always get that one-on-one time, but they represent the family. They represent the family's values, the family's cultural practices, traditions, and the family's status, reputation. By walking away, you're recognizing how whatever you were worried about isn't that bad. You still have your reputation, you still have your status, your job, your income, and you still have the opportunity to develop these things even further. You still have people around you, family around you, loved ones around you. I can see though, with the Ten of Pentacles reverse Cancer, in the immediate future, once this really sinks in, you're going to have to make some choices about these bigger systems in your life, your family systems, your work-life system, your career systems, these big legacies in your life. And you're going to have to make some adjustments because things can't be the way that they were. So you can look forward to that because this is about restructuring so that it works better moving forward. And I feel like your cardinal energy really wants to figure this out. You want that peace of mind, but you also want to be a part of restructuring this and figuring it out. So you want to know that your family is going to be okay because, this is how it's going to be from now on. You want to know that you have people around you that you can trust. And so you're making choices to really tell them, like, you're a part of my family. We're not blood, but I see you like my brother, like my sister, like my mother, like my child. And so the Ten of Pentacles can represent blending things and really kind of reconfiguring it so that it means it's a part of our legacy, even though it wasn't originally that way. It's not blood family, but we're recognizing them as family. It's not the way that I thought my career was going to go, but it's what I'm choosing to accept and develop my career into. It's not how I originally expected my income to be invested, but now I'm going to reconfigure it. And it still can be successful because you've got this King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles here. So it still is going to lead to very strong, successful outcomes. But we're just looking at the immediate future. In the immediate future, all you're doing is configuring, recognizing and, you know, giving those status labels and acknowledging like, this is what I want in my future. This is how I want it to look. This is who I want to be there. This is what I'm working towards. Because while all of that is happening, you have an Ace of Pentacles here waiting for you to recognize it. So I feel like you have to do this systemically, like kind of working through each chapter and building your confidence as a King of Pentacles, so that when this Ace of Pentacles becomes more obvious to you, you're able to say, I'm ready. Let's make it happen. So the Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity to positively impact your material life, your finances, your lifestyle, your portfolio. Like, we're looking at big scale things here for you. Your family systems. This is like intergenerational wealth, taking care of people even after you've turned into energy, and making something that you're proud of is a big part of that too. So you're thinking very big picture, Cancer. But what you have to look forward to is that it is coming together, and you're able to get out of this limbo and make something this year. So in the immediate future, you're going to see this happen so that this opportunity can take place. Now, this is what's happening in the next month. This might take 3 months. I just want to kind of warn, because this is slow. We're dealing with a lot of complicated things. It could feel like it's all happening at once, but it's actually, I feel like it's dragging out until about 3 months with this Ace of Pentacles for you. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Cancer. We're going to move forward. I just got to wipe my nose. I must have been channeling for a while now. Yeah, nearly an hour. My nose always tends to leak after about 30 minutes. So it's like a weird thing when you're just talking and channeling. All right, Leo. Are we at Leo already? Spirit, what can Leo look forward to in the immediate future? I also recognize that this is very late for some of you, so I appreciate you for being here. It's only about 12:30, 12:27 here in Australia, like the middle of the day pretty much, but I realize that this is very late for the Northern Hemisphere. Wow, that should be good, Anchal. Very exciting. What's happening for Leo, Spirit? What can they look forward to in the immediate future? What can Leo look forward to? Ooh, that flipped. 9 of Wands reversed. Wow. What can Leo look forward to in the immediate future? Oh my gosh. We're going to take that card because it flipped. Wow, Knight of Pentacles. So again, we're looking at practices, consistency over time, and working on your health and wealth goals. So the Queen of Swords is coming out reversed for you as your third card. Let's get one last card for you, Leo. What else can Leo expect in the immediate future? Oh, the Hierophant. This is good. I think this is about keeping it simple. Like, we're looking at the immediate future, so the next month, just keep it simple, really. You have to look forward to this sense of getting your routine back on track. But I think that this is about creating new routines as well, and taking it as you go, because you could be working towards new goals, or you could be kind of tackling new projects, or trying out a new job, trying out a new degree, a new study path. With this Knight of Pentacles, you are developing and you're gaining valuable experience every day by doing this. Every time you choose to engage with this goal, you're gaining more and you're feeling better about your personal growth. So this could be related to your health. It could be related to your wealth, but it actually just feels more like a personal goal. And it's worth like seeing it like that, Leo, coveting it like that, making it important and prioritizing it because it is important. Otherwise, you could have the tendency to get wrapped up in what other people are doing. Your zodiac prediction was a little bit similar, really, the ones that I have on my website. And it was about you feeling like, okay, I can do this. And I am allowed to focus on myself without being selfish. At the back of the deck, you have the King of Swords as well. So overall, with the King of Swords reversed, there's a little bit of trial and error here, only because you're a human being and practice makes perfect. It's as simple as that. You can't be a master immediately, but you're only going to get better if you keep an open mind, learn from your mistakes, and just keep trying. So really approaching this with an open mind goes a long way. Now, in terms of how to look forward to this, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by how good this develops for you, by how good this turns out, or by how good this feels. The King of Swords reverse makes me think that this is something even better than what you would have originally expected for yourself. Because I see our King of Swords reversed as someone who's usually very stoic, very serious, very like they don't play. They've got so much to think about. They have to look at all angles and make sure everybody's having a fair trial. Like the King of Swords is a true like patriarch of like justice and law and equity and ensuring that everybody has that fairness. That's a lot. We don't need to take it that far, Leo. This is something to look forward to because you're allowed to just breathe and accept that you're only one person, you're human, and you're doing what you can, and that's more than enough. You're going to figure the rest out as you go. So releasing your heavier expectations, your more serious expectations, and not feeling guilty for prioritizing yourself above the needs of others. Because sometimes a King of Swords reversed is really trying to make a decision that is imbalanced. It's a decision that only benefits one person. But that's okay in this situation. Because why do you always have to think like that anyway? So what I'm seeing here with the Nine of Wands reversed is this redirection of attention and energy. Instead of battling against your nature or against what you want and, pushing your passion to the side and burning out and feeling like you just have to do this, you just have to get through this month, you just have to get through this family event, you just have to get through this difficult time. You don't have to do that. In the next month and in the immediate future, like the next couple of weeks, you're going to be redirecting your energy and feeling like, gosh, this feels so much better for my nervous system. I'm so less stressed and my anxiety is better. I'm actually feeling happy, dare I say. I'm actually feeling a little creative again. I'm actually feeling a little more optimistic. Your nervous system just gets this full reset. And it's a huge shift for you, Leo, because it allows you to see this long-term goal as way more achievable. Instead of something that is just another thing to work on, another responsibility, another big thing to have to figure out, you can see it as something that is going to make you better, that is arguably exciting even. And who would have thought that you would get excited about this? That you would get excited about doing something like this? Because this feels serious. It feels like it comes with some sort of like level of seriousness. Sorry, I'm just watching a car reverse next to a Bentley. And it's a ute, so it has like a a tray on the back. There's no rear mirror, and he just narrowly avoided the Bentley. My heart was like, oh, I felt so bad for him if he hit that car, because the owner's just watching as well. Oh, wow. Anyway, sorry, Leo. But that kind of, ironically, that comes back into your reading. Don't sweat the small stuff. You've got this. This is about making sure that you're just trying, that you're just giving it a go, like this ute, like this car that thought they could reverse blind down a narrow driveway. Oh, maybe he's a Leo. Maybe I should just give him my little YouTube. That's so funny. Oh, well. Funny how that happens sometimes. With this Knight of Pentacles next to the Queen of Swords, reversed as well. Oh my gosh, you have two of the matriarchs and patriarchs of the swords here, and they're both reversed. Keep an open mind. Don't overcomplicate it. Take it in your stride. Respond to criticism. Actually, I'm even hearing Spirit say challenge criticism. That's interesting. Challenge criticism. See, the fact that this is showing up means that you're a very educated, intelligent person in whatever this is. Don't let people let you think otherwise. Don't allow other people to make you think you don't have it. You're not with it. Because you do. When I see a Queen of Swords reversed, I see like tunnel vision. And this is something to look forward to, Leo. So again, limiting distractions, being able to lock in and focus on what you want to focus on, quieting the noise, and just not getting too distracted by what other people have going on in their lives, especially if you've felt obligated recently, if you've felt like you had to kind of, oh, I just scratched the microphone, sorry about that. If you felt like you've had to be involved in so many of these other people's lives and situations, no more now. You can look forward to just focusing on what you want to focus on, not getting distracted, feeling your nervous system recalibrate so that you don't have as much stress and anxiety as you used to, and watching your routine start to form. I would just say practice makes perfect. Keep an open mind about learning along the way, but also recognize that you are the oracle in your life. Don't let other people tell you how to live your life. You know what's best for you, and that's all you need in this situation. And you can say, I know what I'm doing. Do you know what you're doing? Do you have your ducks in a row? Why do I need to put your ducks in a row? I don't know if you're going to get petty like that, but that's what it feels like. The Hierophant is also here to say that this is a positive change to your daily routine. This is a positive change to your interactions with people on a regular basis. It puts some sort of system in place so that instead of people coming straight to you, they can kind of figure things out for themselves first. And this also puts you in a position where people are respecting your personal needs, because the Hierophant does represent structure, but it also has that connection to Taurus. And to me, Taurus is always like, you can only get better at what you're doing if you're putting yourself first. Not because you're selfish, but because you're leading by example. So that's what this is, Leo. I'm going to have to leave your reading there. Enjoy this in the immediate future. Taurus season is significant for you. That may be when you get good results back, or when you get to kind of see the results of this plan and get to enter a new stage. Taurus season is significant, but this is happening within the next 2 weeks, really. This is about something that can positively affect your stress levels, your anxiety, your nervous system within the next 2 weeks. That's what I see for you, Leo. Let's move over to Virgo now. No worries, Kim, and thank you, Casey. I love that. Thank you so much, Raquel. let's have a look at Virgo. Spirit, what can Virgo expect in the immediate future as something to look forward to? Oh, here we go. Page of Pentacles, finally, something different. I feel like certain cards have just been coming out. I might have jinxed us though. We could get another card that's been coming out. Nine of Swords, wow. This is powerful. Remember, the nines are about self, and they're also a powerful opportunity to put something to an end before it gets worse. To recognize the truth is what's coming through for you, Virgo, because it's not as bad as it is. It's not as bad as you think it is. What is this about, Spirit? Trust you to be in your head. Oh, awesome. I will call you Rocky. Thank you. I always wonder when I see the usernames, I'm like, oh, what do I say? I'll just say the username and we'll figure it out. So Two of Swords reversed. One more card for Virgo, Spirit. What do they have to look forward to? Oh, wow. Four of Cups. At the back of the deck, we're looking at another page, a Page of Wands. Okay, I'm going to need some water. And I'm just going to have some coffee because it's been sitting here. I feel like an hour and 11 minutes is a good time to start to, plus we're halfway with Virgo, start getting some coffee. I'm just going to roll some astro dice for you, Virgo. Ooh, what is this about, Spirit? Wow. So over to the side here, you've got Uranus reversed. I'll put it up there. Down here on the Nine of Swords, you have Cancer. And you also have the 12th house reversed. So this is about you being in your head. Virgo, what you have to look forward to is seeing that your life is changing for the better. Because it may have felt like some things have been happening in an unexpected way or in a way that you didn't want it to happen. But I think that you may also just have some new year jitters, and this is very common. When you start the new year, it's normal for some people to just sort of go, oh, what is this year going to be like, really? Is it going to be a good year? I don't know. I hope so. I'm going to do what I can, but I don't know. So I think that the next month is about showing you that it's not going to be as bad as you think. This year can be a fresh start, can be a new beginning, can be something that works out in your favor. But you do have to contend with your own fears in the process because good things could be happening. But I think you've got to be quite careful of how you choose to see them. So it makes me wonder if something's going to be happening in the next month for you, Virgo, that has you very much in your head, overthinking things. It has you very much tapping into your Hermit energy, your Mercury energy, and it has you questioning, what is going on? What if this? What if that? Exploring all the hypotheticals, all the worst case scenarios, because that's what your sign likes to do. You like to be prepared. You like to explore all the different theories so that whatever happens, you know how to react. So while you do that, what you have to look forward to is the fact that it's not going to be that bad. The worst case scenarios, because we can go ahead and cross out multiple, worst case scenarios aren't going to happen. Now the next month feels like it's about you trying to develop something here, because we're looking at a page of wands reversed, which means you've outgrown your previous environment. And when we look at the wands, we're looking at our skills, our talents, our inspiration, our passions, our interests. This year is different. You're not that person anymore. You're not interested in the same things. You're not passionate about the same things. You don't have the same aspirations. You don't have the same talents and skills. You've outgrown all of that. And you may be feeling like you're growing for the better, because you are. I can go ahead and say that you are, Virgo. But you don't believe it yet. So in the next month, you seem to be taking some sort of development step here with this Page of Pentacles, trying to develop more experience, trying to develop more, I want to say even, sometimes this is about qualifications, and hoping that people are going to take you more seriously if you've got a certificate there to prove, I got this, I know what I'm doing. But the Page of Wands indicates you have valuable life experience to back you up. You have valuable gifts and natural abilities to support whatever this practical personal development plan is. And these are really going to help you. People are going to recognize that you have things that you can't learn through structured courses. Money can't buy this kind of experience and talent. So this is something to look forward to, because it's really about seeing yourself as a valuable asset in any room that you walk into, whether this is about developing as an individual within your personal life or your career. When we talk about pentacles, we're talking about your material world. So this is important because it could be how you pay your bills this year. It could be about how you create the financial freedom that you want for yourself. It could be about, again, having that certificate so that you can get a pay rise. But you've got more than that already. So the next month is about realizing that for yourself and finding ways to use that, because we do have Uranus here, but it's not activated yet. Uranus is encouraging you to think outside the box, to be more dynamic and innovative, and to think in new, fresh ways about the skills that you have, the level of contribution that you can make. You're an asset, but you're not ready to see yourself like that yet. You're seeing yourself like a trainee, someone who's still learning, someone who's still developing, who needs to be monitored, and you want mentorship. And I feel like you're going to get that because the page is here upright, so you're getting mentorship, development. But it's really important that you remember that you already have a lot to offer. These skills are hard to translate. Sometimes our society is so structured on this kind of metric system. You need that MD at the end of your name, or you need to say that you graduated from here, or you need that, signature, or that approval, or that tangible proof. But I feel like this Nine of Swords is a moment to look at this for what it is. Why are we doing this? What are we getting out of this? Is there another way to make this happen? So within the next month, you're revisiting this goal, recognizing that you've outgrown who you were and that you have a lot to offer, but you're still trying to figure out, how do I do that? This is something to look forward to, because you can have enough stability in your life while you figure out some of these bigger things. You can have enough money to, cover your bills while you look at this big picture idea. with the 12th house reversed, it does feel like an Uno reverse card. And it's not happening in a worst case situation. It's happening to help you feel, to help you see yourself as more than what you think you are. So I feel like this Cancer energy here is about having the right support around you to really foster your mindset. If you don't have the right support around you, you're going to naturally spiral, because you need that safety net of people to validate, like, we think you're amazing, Virgo. I'll support you. I'll write a character reference. I'll write a professional reference. I'll write an academic reference, whatever it is. That support network really helps you see this as an epiphany rather than a worst case scenario, because that's what the Nine of Swords can be. Especially in this context, we're looking at what can you look forward to. You can look forward to having an epiphany about how to do things differently with the right support. Even though it might take more time, more work, it could be exactly what you've been looking for. And you're going to realize with the Two of Swords reversed that something like this exists. Because before you didn't think it did. You thought you just had to do what everybody else is doing. So within the next month, you're going to realize that there are other ways to do things. You don't have to follow the same path. You don't have to meet all those specific checklists that other people go through. There's something else you can do to fast track or to just figure it out differently, to have like a different approach, a different way through it. It almost feels like there's a lot of bureaucracy here, if I can say that word. Like lots of like ticking this box, submitting that form, you know, like those kinds of things, which isn't helpful for you. We get to this Four of Cups and you're recognizing that some of these opportunities aren't for me. And that's something to look forward to. You don't have to claim everything that comes your way. You don't have to entertain every opportunity because it isn't actually in your best interest. So I do feel like this is leading towards a very different way of like an out of the box way of approaching this goal that you have, or this project that you're tackling, or this qualification that you need. But in the next month, in the immediate future, this is how I see it unfolding, so that you can be prepared to think outside the box more. And it's all helping you recognize that you have a lot already to give. You've got talent, you've got skills, you've got life experience, you have passion, you have ambition, you have drive, and you want to develop it because you've outgrown your previous way of channeling that energy. But the first practice you try doesn't seem to be right for you. So this is about finding something that is better for you, that fits better, that causes less stress, anxiety. And I think it will even fast track the process, to be honest. It feels like you're fast tracking this bureaucracy so that you don't have to worry about all those checklists and performance related issues. Definitely don't sell yourself short. That's what I'm seeing for you, Virgo. I'm going to have to move forward. Please don't be too critical on yourself, but use your beautiful logical brain to find support and validation, because you will already have the answer. You just won't have the confidence. So that's why that support network is important. They give you the confidence. All right, let's go to Libra. Spirit, what can Libra expect in the immediate future? What can Libra look forward to? Whoops. Let's do that again. In the immediate future. It's 8 a.m. How did I not see that? So it would be closer to 9 now, Anshal. We have the High Priestess. I'm just going to shuffle it again because I feel like I need to. What can Libra look forward to, Spirit, in the immediate future? What can Libra look forward to in the immediate future, Spirit? Okay, here we go. We have the 10 of, oh, I wanted to say wands, but this is definitely swords. We also have the World card reversed. Let's get one more card for Libra. What do they have to look forward to? The Page of Pentacles reversed. Wow, 8 p.m. in Colorado, 9:55 in Florida. I appreciate y'all for staying up this late. I guess 8 p.m. isn't too bad. Depends on what your bedtime usually is, though. There have been many nights in December where I was in bed by 8. I was like, nah, I just need to rest. Judgment reversed. Especially when it's colder. It's hot here, but in colder weather, you know, the sun's set for a couple of hours by that point. You don't really want to, yeah. Don't really want to do much. So Libra, I want to point out the major arcana for you because I think those cards hold a lot of the energy here. First of all, we have the High Priestess, strong Pisces energy over here. We also have the World card reversed, which is Saturn as a planet, Saturn energy, and then Judgment reversed at the back of the deck, which is, to me, a strong sense of Pluto. So I feel like these big energies, I don't always see major arcana as big energies, but just the staggering is very interesting. It's like major arcana, minor arcana, major arcana, minor arcana, major arcana. It just feels very important that we see these major arcana cards as the bigger influences in your reading. This High Priestess energy, straight off the cuff, Libra, tells us that you have to look forward to something that you kind of already know about. Your intuition has been telling you this, but it's going to become more obvious, more clear. And instead of questioning, is it, isn't it, what should I do? You can just sit with an awareness, like a passive knowing as it unfolds. And you'll realize, geez, that's why it was important for me not to do too much, not to overreact, but also not to take action yet. Now, this feels like it's about, I don't know where to start. It feels like it's about this, but that's how it presents in your life. So the World card, I feel like you have to look forward to a cycle figuring itself out first, like karmic release. Instead of this just being blown over, we're actually addressing it and figuring it out before it repeats again. Instead of going through it all again, you can just kind of go through the highlight reel and stop it from getting worse. Because really, the World card reversed, it's being dragged out so that we can fix it, make it better, and then move on. So it's a big karmic cycle that could be impacting your family, multiple generations of people in your family. And it could also be impacting, I want to say, like the things that you find important or that you prioritize. I see the World card as this strong kind of like indicator of what we're prioritizing as a goal, as an outcome, even sometimes as a sense of identity. You guys may be looking at this as something that you need to figure out so that your life can move forward, so that you can feel more confident, more successful, and for some of you, so that you can be in the same room as some of these people who you're in this cycle with. Because it could feel like the longer this is left, the worse it gets. But it's interesting to me because you're coming up as someone who's in a passive role. Like I'm looking at almost like a chessboard, and your piece is like a king or something. You can't really move it. It's not logical. You've got to just kind of leave it and you play with all the other pieces. And you're almost like just protecting yourself, protecting your peace here. So I think that whatever this karmic cycle is, it may impact you, but I think it's somebody else's mess that they have to clear up. And this is very similar to, again, your zodiac predictions reading that I did on my website. It felt like there was energy around you that was messy, and you were either implicated or just affected by it. So what you have to look forward to in the next month is these things are going to come to an end, and it kind of feels like I told you so. It feels like you're sitting there going, I told you so, I told you so. This is exactly what I told you would happen. This is exactly what I was trying to tell people. But you don't have to suffer anymore, and you get to see it just play out. So with this 10 of Swords, this is about you though. So let's figure out how this connects to you. With the 10 of Swords here, I think you can look forward to it in the immediate future because it's finally coming to an end. The truth is coming out, but also this feels like situations of betrayal. So whoever, did what they did in the wrong way, it's going to be made obvious, and we're not allowing it to continue to happen. This could be quite divisive, but it's happening so that it doesn't repeat. So if this is something that affects your family or your organization at work, like if it's a big deal and it affects multiple people in your life, it could have people divided. It could be like half of the people agree with this person, half the people agree with that person, but that's not your responsibility. As it plays out, more information comes into the picture, and I feel like with the World card reversed, it's no longer your responsibility to figure this out, to hold on to this, for some of you, have this secret, because you guys, for some reason, knew about this, but you were holding on to it. You don't have to anymore. You can release it as baggage that isn't your responsibility anymore. And then just let them figure it out. Now, on a personal scale, the World card reversed is a turning point for you, where you need to figure out how involved you want to be in this cycle. Because if it does repeat, it could just get worse and messier. You have a chance to end this and to cut ties and figure out how to prioritize and reprioritize your life afterwards. The Page of Pentacles reversed ultimately, again, is about you outgrowing this environment. And within the next month, you're going to realize that you've outgrown some of this behavior, some of these actions. I see a Page of Pentacles as like a trainee. You're not a trainee anymore. You're not learning. You're not naive. You're not underqualified. But is it your responsibility? So I think you have the chance to just sort of sit on the outside and watch and decide how to act, if you even want to act. Because the Judgment card here is basically saying that this situation has been happening. There was a wake-up call. Somebody didn't take that message, and so the wake-up call is getting bigger. Judgment Day is well and truly here. So I think with Judgment reversed, this is something to look forward to, because you get to watch it happening from a more evolved place. You get to just kind of look at it and go, wow, for once it's not me. Like, I'm not in the middle of this. I'm not having to worry about this like it's happening to me. Yes, it kind of affects me, but to what extent? Now, on the other side, some of this stuff does give you things to think about. Like, as you're watching this situation develop, you've got to think, what is this telling me about my own life? Is there anything that I can gain from this? Or is the lesson to just remove myself, protect my peace? Ultimately, what you can look forward to is the fact that this is happening, and you get to say, I told you so, if you want to, but you also don't have to do anything about it with the High Priestess. You don't have to fight other people's battles for them. You don't have to carry their responsibilities, hold their secrets, try to coach them through this. Like, mentoring could have been something you were doing, trying to help people through. You don't have to do that. You can just watch and protect your peace, which is interesting. But we are talking about a Libra, so maybe it is something that just feels very validating on your personal growth level. You get to go, oh, I'm so glad that that's not me. You know what I mean? It's something to look forward to, because it puts your life into perspective. It reminds you of who you could have been, or who you even were in your past, but you're not that person anymore. You don't need to be that person anymore. So interesting. Very interesting. That's what I see for you, Libra. Definitely bringing some fresh messages into the reading. Look after yourself and enjoy your peace. Who is next from Libra? It's got to be Scorpio. We're at Scorpio. All right. Spirit, what can Scorpio expect as something to look forward to in their immediate future? Oh, okay. We have the Queen of Swords. What can Scorpio... We also have the Five of Pentacles. And it is reversed. What else can Scorpio look forward to, Spirit? Oh my gosh, there we go. We have the Two of Pentacles. Interesting. And we have Justice. That's a bit precious. What is happening? At the back of the deck is the Three of Cups reversed. I don't know. How do I feel about this for you? Let me shake some dice. What is going on here? Oh, wow. I just need more coffee. I don't know. I like this. I mean, it is something to look forward to, so it's going to be good. But I feel like you're maybe worrying about something here that you don't need to be worried about. Could be finances, a relationship, wondering if you're on the same page. Do they want what you want? Are you both working towards the same thing? Do you really have security in this situation? So you're either worried about relationship security or job security. I do see you getting a favorable response You guys may be going out on a limb here and asking for something and requesting something and putting yourself in the position where you could be rejected. And you're worried about like how that's gonna look because you don't want to over assume. You don't want to get your wires crossed here. So you're approaching this in a very logical way with strategy for the Queen of Swords to be here, but you're thinking of the big picture. You're gathering information and you're trying to make a decision based off of all of this information. So I would argue that you're in a very good position to make this decision. The fact that you're showing up as a Queen of Swords means that you know more than you need to, really. You know more than you should have to worry about. This Queen of Swords means that you are gathering so much information that if you were to actually log it and put it into like a spreadsheet, you'd be able to see that a lot of that information wasn't necessary, but it helped you feel informed. It helped you feel like, okay, I'm ready. So you're coming across as very well informed, very attentive, and looking at the bigger picture, trying to make a decision that's best for you. So that's different that's the difference between the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. The King of Swords wants to make a decision for everybody, for the good of everyone. The Queen of Swords is thinking about themselves and their legacy, their empire, their future, which I think is very interesting. So for you, it's going to work out very well. We have the 9th house down here with the 5 of Pentacles reversed. We also have Mars. So for Mars to be reversed, what I can say is you didn't need to do that much. Like, you didn't need to do too much. Mars reversed means you may even have overdone it. So the good news is you've done more than enough. Like in this case, even consider softening your approach, because it didn't need to be that strong. It didn't need to come on that strong or assertive, but that was about you having peace of mind. Aqualite, we're looking at Scorpio. I had to think there for a second. This is Scorpio. So with the 9th house here, not only do I see this really working out for the better, but it's actually going to help you expand even further. You guys may have tried to keep the bar a little bit low, just in case, right? Just in case it doesn't work out. Just in case it's a little bit too much, or you're asking for too much, or you're expecting too much. You're going to have a safety net. You're going to just, push it a little bit outside of, but it's going to turn into something more. So this is working out in your favor because it creates positive shifts. Instead of feeling rejected, you're going to feel like this is creating more harmony in this relationship, in this contract, in this job position. It's going to create more harmony. It's also going to create more opportunities, because I see the 9th house as like a development process on a large scale. It's not bureaucratic like we were looking at previously. It's not about ticking boxes. It's about philosophy. It's about energy. It's about intention, mindset, experience, and gaining experience. So this situation expands in a very natural way, even after you've done all of this research. I'm sorry to laugh because I feel like this was for you, but this was actually for you. Spirit's saying, I'm glad you did that. That's really cool. Like, you know more about yourself now, but this is what you really need. You thought you needed information. What you really needed was the experience and the chance to really prove your faith. your intuition, your philosophies. So the experience helps prove those things that are hard to quantify with facts. I think what's going on over here with the Two of Pentacles, we also have Gemini here, and it's right next to the Mars. This is happening in a way where you can look forward to it developing very naturally, just working well, fitting well into your life. Again, if this is a relationship, it fits well into your life. If this is a job, it just fits. Everything develops in a natural way, and it develops with this feeling of balance. It's not too much to take on. It's not, something you need to actively monitor and almost micromanage. It's not something that has to be, micromanaged. It's just developing with a natural rhythm, a natural pace, and it fits into your lifestyle. It fits into your other priorities, your other important interests, your downtime, your routine. I see the Two of Pentacles as the chance to see it develop as well. So not only is it going to be an accepting, like you're not going to be rejected, but it's going to develop in a way where you don't have to do too much with Mars reversed. You don't have to try too hard. You can enjoy it. And I think Gemini is here to encourage that just flexibility, that natural curiosity. Gemini for me is really embodying that mutable energy. Because if we just had the Two of Pentacles, then we might feel like this is very serious. But with the Gemini energy, it's more playful, it's more flexible, it can just be, rather than feeling forced or structured. It's feeling a little bit more natural. So over here with Justice, I feel like the situation is developing into a favorable outcome. You're going to get the outcome you want. It's going to be mutually beneficial. And it also confirms that this is either related to a relationship, a contract, or some kind of commitment that involves you and somebody else. It also makes me think that you can look forward to this becoming an important yet recognized thing, especially if it's being developed. Like if we were talking about a job, you're going to get that contract. You're going to feel like your position is secure and it's being recognized with a contract. If this was a relationship, it's being recognized with a commitment or with a very real, tangible commitment. And if this was, that's the only two main things that I'm seeing though, so I just want to leave it at that. Over here with the Three of Cups reverse Scorpio, it reminds us that this is very serious for you, but it should be something that you have fun with as well. Like you're taking it very seriously, and that's okay. I don't want to take that away from you. We're validating that this is important to you here, but I just want to encourage you to enjoy it as well. Have fun with it as well. Bring the joy back as well. And know that this is something that, you're going to look back on and wish you kind of just lightened up a little bit and had a bit more fun, especially if your Scorpio placements are quite dense. If you've got like more mutable with your Scorpio, like a Sagittarius or even Gemini, then you probably don't even need to hear that. You're just going to naturally feel that flow come into the situation and go with the flow and watch it naturally develop. But if your Scorpio placements are quite dense, just remember that I said to enjoy it and to lighten up with the energy. So that's what I see for you, Scorpio. I'm going to go to Sagittarius now. Thank you, Anchal. It's very helpful, especially if other people join us too, then they'll know we're on Sagittarius. All right, Spirit. What can Sagittarius expect as their next thing to look forward to? Sag, you're gonna make me cry. What is going on for you? I had a lot of trouble reading for you 2 years ago because every reading I just wanted to give you a hug. I was like, what is going on with Sagittarius? So what can they look forward to? We have the Six of Wands reversed. Finally. Oh, how does that always happen for you? I don't know if it's still happening, but Six of Wands reversed is about finding a way to recognize yourself without worrying about how other people see you, because without meaning to, it could feel like other people's opinions of you starts to become very important. You don't mean for it to happen, but you tend to create these really strong bonds, and if that person doesn't support what you want for yourself, it can feel very much like a personal attack. Like, what? But I respect you, I love you, why couldn't you respect me and love me? So what I'm seeing here is it doesn't matter. Who cares what they think, because you're going to have that for yourself as well. 10 of Cups, you do have a lot of support. Recognizing a lot of love around you as well. King of Cups reversed, not worrying about... Actually, I won't go into that yet. Let's just see how it develops in your reading. I've been getting this card a lot though, especially last month. What else can Sagittarius look forward to in the immediate future? Okay, Page of Wands. Now your energy as a mutable sign, you can move through things quite quickly, especially because you're a fire mutable sign. I think that some experiences and predictions seem to happen quite fast for you. But if you're not careful, you think you've worked through it when actually it's still happening. So I'm going to have to really look into when this is happening for you, because I could read this for you and you could say, oh yeah, that's happening now. But in a month, you might think, geez, it's still happening. So at the back of the deck, we do have the Queen of Cups. All of this water energy is making me think that this is a slower moving theme for you. And yes, you could recognize the signs already, but I think you can expect this to take the full month to develop. I also think that all of these cups are highlighting the summer period. Now, if you're in the southern hemisphere, it is summer now. But obviously in the northern hemisphere, your summer comes in the middle of the year. So maybe this is something to look forward to as the seasons change, or as you come into the warmer months as well, because I'm just seeing a lot of warmth here. Now the King and the Queen of Cups are both out for you, Sagittarius. You also have the Page of Wands, who to me has your energy in it, as well as the other fire signs. But I think what we're looking at here is you can look forward to your energy and your emotions becoming positive aspects of your life. Instead of worrying about how your feelings are going to change, or how your feelings are going to be out of your control at times, or how other people's feelings are going to negatively impact you, I think we're looking at some positive shifts in your close relationships, in your family relationships, as well as within yourself. And in terms of energy, there's a feeling here of you trying to keep a lower profile because you don't want to care so much. You don't want to be influenced by what other people think of you. And you don't want the wrong people to negatively influence you. So if you have Sagittarius placements, what you can look forward to is some quieter moments with a smaller community of people. You don't have to be alone. In fact, it's the opposite. I see the right people around you, and I see certain connections becoming even closer because people are recognizing that you're choosing them. It feels really important to them that you've chosen to prioritize time with them. You've chosen to be there. People are really recognizing your energy as precious, your attention as precious. But this is also about seeing that within yourself, because not everybody deserves the best of you. So with the Six of Wands reversed, this is something to look forward to because it's a relief. It's a, oh, I don't have to worry about what they think or what they expect, or I don't have to worry about looking so refined. And it even reminds me of like on those days when you have to go to an event or something in public, not even just with your family, but let's say you're like leaving the house and you're going to be around strangers. And the amount of effort that most of us put into getting ready to perform around strangers, just to what? Get groceries? So this is very liberating for you because it feels like you're not subscribing to that. You're not worrying about that. You're doing it for you. However you look, however you dress, however you choose to spend your energy and time is about doing it for you. So it feels very self-directed. It feels like it could even just be selfish, but it's not in a bad way. It's very much healing for you. It's helping you discharge negative energy so that you're not carrying that with you. It's giving you healthy outlets to express, to experience, and just to unmask so that you don't feel like you're performing. But it's also resetting your point of reference, because I feel like you're in a transition period where you're looking for new inspiration. You're looking for some sort of creative reference point to figure out, well, what do I want to do? What is this? What's happening for me right now? What do I want to do in my future? What do I want to be this year? So your energy is going through a big like recalibration of inspiration and reference material. I think this is spiritual more than anything. But because you are Sagittarius, like it's gonna feel spiritual. Like it just feels like it's connected to that higher level of energy. For anyone else, these wands just indicate energy and our sense of purpose. But for you, it is more than that. It's about actually feeling fulfilled through the ways in which you invest your energy and express your energy. And your downtime is everything in the next month. Your downtime is very precious, and being able to invest energy the way that you want during your downtime moments is essentially what this is about. It's what you can look forward to in the next month. I think this is a practice, so it could reoccur throughout the year. You're going to recognize that, geez, I'm not feeling good, and it's probably because I haven't invested energy in my downtime the way that I wanted to. I didn't get to do what I wanted to. So this is why this is important, because it's the start of a new year and you're recognizing it as important. So the Ten of Cups feels like a lot of love. Like it's just a strong community of people around you who love you and who really want to celebrate with you. So maybe it's something to look forward to because it's a celebration of loved ones getting together. It could be a birthday, it could be an engagement, it could be a wedding, but it's more than just the title. It's that moment for you to be surrounded by love. And it feels very like important for your, what's the word? Like almost like your intuition is just, and if you recognize yourself as an empath who's very sensitive to other people's energies, this is a beautiful opportunity for you to feel pure love, pure joy, very pure forms of positive emotion and energy. And it's very uplifting. Whether it's your loved ones or it's you just witnessing a wedding, like, I don't know, it just feels very uplifting. It's like a beautiful turning point in your month because it feels like your rainbow moment. You know, when you're having like a bad day and it rains and then you're like, oh my gosh, as if this day couldn't get worse. And you're thinking to yourself, is this when I cry? And then you look out and you see a rainbow. And even if you're not a superstitious person, seeing that feels like a sign of confirmation that things are going to get better. You know what I mean? This is your rainbow moment, and it feels so beautiful to have this at the start of the year because it just feels like a powerful sign of confirmation that things are going to get better for you, for your life, and especially for your loved ones. As something to look forward to, the Ten of Cups comes into play over here as well with the King of Cups. For you, Sagittarius, especially like tuning into the empath side and your intuitive side, the King of Cups reversed is about having that emotional maturity and then also having the discernment to decide, well, just because I know what's going on here, does that mean I should do something about it? Maybe not. Maybe it's not in my best interest. But I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to cover up anybody else's emotional mess. And I'm not going to let that bother me. So I see the King of Cups reversed as someone who's very emotionally mature, who recognizes emotional manipulation, who recognizes emotional fatigue. Sometimes the person who is emotionally fatigued doesn't realize that they are and that they're draining the people around them, but you'll be recognizing it. You'll be looking at that person and recognizing that they don't have a lot to give. They just want to feel better. But that doesn't mean that you need to fill their cup. That doesn't mean that you need to be the one to make them better. Or it could. It's really up to you. But with the King of Cups reversed, you'll have this awareness of when other people are letting their feelings kind of get the better of them. And you get to decide at that moment, do I want to, let this affect me, or am I just gonna personal boundary walk away? So I see the King of Cups reversed as you honoring your feelings and prioritizing your feelings, because you are recognizing that it's not your responsibility to make everybody else around you feel good, which is very powerful. I think Sagittarius and Pisces, there are other signs that this happens to, but with your placements, especially with Jupiter, you share that ruler. You guys can be put into situations where people find you very attractive because of your Jupiter energy, and then they want that from you. They try to harvest that from you, but that's not the point. You are that way because you should do that for you. And rather than getting inspired, they try to drain it from you. So you're recognizing, oh, I don't want that. I'm aware of what you're doing, and I'm going to keep my cup very full for myself. And it's not coming across as rude. It's just coming across as energetically selective, emotionally selective. So with the Page of Wands, you are seeing in the next month how by doing this, by having such a positive moment and experience, by being energetically selective in between and emotionally selective in between, you have this renewed sense of passion in your life. You have your spark back. Within the next month, you're going to feel inspired, rejuvenated, and ready. And you're going to even feel like you're getting your hobbies back, your interests back, your sense of purpose back. And it doesn't have to be profound. You might just notice when you wake up in the morning, oh my gosh, I actually really want to paint again. I really want to go for a walk today. I actually feel okay about being around people. So it's a beautiful shift because your capacity is back, and with it is your flow, your natural curiosity, and your willingness to try things and experience things without worrying too much about what it's going to become or how it's going to look. So I even see you developing new interests, but I do feel like you're going to be picking up old interests that are always a part of your life. And this has to do with creativity, but it also is about self-expression and you having your outlets and you feeling like you're creating those moments of meaning and purpose in your life regularly. This could also lead towards an adventure or traveling in the future as you pick this interest up again or for the first time. It makes you want to know more about it and experience it more authentically. So the Queen of Cups is beautiful overall because look at how she's looking at her cup. She's not worried about other people, other things, other demands. It's just about her and her cup, her and her emotions. So I do feel like this is you and your feelings getting on the same page and becoming a source of enrichment in your life rather than a liability. Rather than feeling like your emotions are a liability, you're like, oh my gosh, my emotions are a resource. They're actually helping me. By recognizing how people make me feel and by putting boundaries in place at the time, my emotions are actually my biggest asset. They're my resource, helping me tune back into my flow state, my creative energy, my passion, my curiosity. So that's what I see for you, Sagittarius. Let's go to Capricorn now. Spirit, what can Capricorn expect in the immediate future? Good night, Anchal. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. I really appreciate your support, and I'm sure I will see you again. I'm grateful that it resonated. Definitely get a good rest. Oops. Spirit, what can Capricorn look forward to in the immediate future? Okay. Wow, sun reversed. I'm sorry, I had to laugh. Why is this a positive thing? Of course it's a Capricorn reading. Oh, I'm only laughing because I am a Capricorn too. So before you come for me, it's just very ironic, isn't it? Like, that's irony right there. What do you have to look forward to, Capricorn? The sun reversed, the opposite of happiness. But it's not a complete opposite. Let's see what the other cards have to say. The Four of Swords reversed. What else, Spirit, can Capricorn look forward to here? Oh my gosh, that's why. Because we also have the Five of Cups reversed. So this is very much about emotional, I want to say responsibility, but also like management, because we're talking about Capricorn. So instead of feeling like you have to manage your feelings, just let them be. Don't manage them. They're natural. They work better if you just let them be. And that's what's going to help you feel better. That's what's going to help you recover and also work through any lingering feelings related to past incidents, past loss, or cycles of heavier feelings. Yes, and then we get back into the Eight of Pentacles. Hustling. Working hard. making progress, becoming better at what we do. So with the Judgment card at the back of the deck, we're seeing a lot of this full circle moments for sure in the collective energy. Lots of signs of being able to be more aware of what we're doing, because it is a new calendar year, but because we're still wrapping up energetic shifts. If you do believe in the Chinese zodiac and the fact that we're still in last year's energy right now until February 17th, I think it was. I got to remember this date. So I feel like what's happening here is a wake-up call for sure. Judgment, Pluto energy is here. Pluto is trying to say, Capricorn, hello. The number 20 could be significant as well. It's time to be more aware of how this is affecting your mood, of how much this is affecting your well-being. And it's time to be more aware of how much this changes the way that you see your life, because really that's what we're looking at here with the sun. The sun reverse doesn't mean the complete opposite of happiness. It usually, like in the guidebook for this deck, actually, when I was first learning tarot, this was the main deck I used. The reversed meaning is usually connected to like pessimism. It's not that the sun isn't there. It means that when we see the sun, instead of feeling happy, joyful, we're thinking, oh, really? It's going to be so hot today. Why did the sun have to come out? Oh, I just wish it would rain instead. And you could apply that to any situation, really. You could apply that to the opposite if it was raining. And instead of seeing the rain as a positive thing, it's oh my God, I was wanting to wash my clothes today. What the hell? Now, there's parts of this that is very human. Because to me, the sun represents like your natural responses to things, really. That's why I think we've got a child on here. It's a very like unaware reaction. So for you, Capricorn, what you have to look forward to is, again, trying not to manage your feelings. There's a difference between encouraging positive thinking versus completely neglecting how you feel and minimizing how you feel by overriding that feeling or dismissing it completely. So just in the next month, this is an opportunity to just feel naturally, authentically. Even if you're having bad thoughts, who cares? Let them come and go, because it's going to be a natural process that balances itself out. By dismissing it, it's kind of going to end up prolonging it. And eventually it'll come back, even if in the moment you tell yourself, oh, okay, it's going to be a good day. You know what I mean? Just have a quick moment where you're like, oh man, I really don't want to do today. I'm so tired. It was such a big night last night. Breathe out, let it come out, because that's what we're doing through that process, is just letting it out of your body. And that's why I feel like this is important, because this happens naturally when you're doing activities or when you're around people that help you either discharge that heavy energy, or they help you attract more positive energy. But what Spirit's suggesting is you've got to get into this practice for yourself, rather than relying on other people or the opportunity to do these things that are naturally very healing for you. You've got to find a way to make that happen for yourself. And the words natural are very connected to this for some reason. So maybe going back to basics, like just keep it simple, sweets. Going back to the fact that you're a natural being. Maybe you do need to just touch some grass breathe in some fresh air. You know what I mean? Listen to some peaceful sounds of water trickling, or I don't know what's peaceful for you. Some people it's whale sounds. Some people it's wind and thunderstorms. So whatever it is, like, you're a natural being. Let your feelings come and go, and don't mask them, don't dismiss them. As something to look forward to, your outlook is changing for the better. It might feel pessimistic at first. It might feel low capacity at first. It might even just feel very tentative, very sensitive. Like one day is a really good day, the next day you're just right back at the bottom again. But it is, as long as you're letting it be, it is going to get better. We can see here with the Four of Swords reversed that this is leading into you getting more capacity back to take action. You feeling like you can actually follow through with that plan, that observation, that idea, instead of feeling like, oh, I can't do this, that's going to be a lot of work, or I don't quite feel ready yet, I need more time to recover. I feel like this is a tentative process because it is the Four of Swords reversed. There are lots of different cards in tarot that indicate action, but the Four of Swords, to me, is about slowly reanimating, slowly coming out of our cryo freeze, and slowly getting back into this workhorse energy. And that's why it feels like it correlates to the shift in energy and the Chinese New Year, because you're turning into a workhorse across the next month. But it's going to take time. You got to be tentative. You got to let your emotions be, and that's how you will feel better. That's how you will overcome. For some of you, this is directly related to a past situation, a loss, and overcoming some heavy feelings of grief. Even, I don't want to label anything, but I'm hearing like depression or a depressive episode. And I try to use those words very carefully because, gosh, that's very personal, that's triggering. So I never want to assume or trigger. But if that feels right for you, it is going to get better within the next month. And a big part of this Five of Cups reversed is more than just feeling like you can look at your life more positively. It's about feeling like you have control again. Because let's be honest, as a cardinal sign, you love that feeling of control. So what you can look forward to, Capricorn, with the Five of Cups reversed is this positive shift in your emotions where you have a better relationship to your feelings. You and your feelings are having a better relationship. And then when little things happen, it's not affecting you as much. When big things happen, you can take it in your stride. You can even use it as part of your fuel, as part of your motivation, as part of your momentum. So that's why the Eight of Pentacles is here. Yes, it represents hard work and you being your workhorse self, but it also represents you getting back into your momentum and feeling like you have the momentum to keep going, to finish what you aspired towards, and to actually achieve the success you have your eyes on. So that's why with the Judgment card, this is a wake-up call. It's the opportunity to transform through recognition, recognizing how important your feelings are. They're a sign that you're a human being. Recognizing how important it is to just take it easy, to not push yourself, and to keep prioritizing rest, and recognizing how important it is to see this as a natural process. It can't be measured in terms of a linear timeline, but it will get better within the next month, and you will get that momentum back. That's what I see for you, Capricorn. We're going to go to Aquarius now. Our second last sign already. Well, it's been over 2 hours, but it feels like already. Let's see. Spirit, what can Aquarius look forward to in the immediate future? Oops. What can Aquarius look forward to We have the 10 of Pentacles reversed. I definitely feel like a lot of these are related to those predictions that I've done, but I just don't know how Spirit's going to take this reading. You know what I mean? So we could get same, we could get different. Let's see what happens. Aquarius, what do they have to look forward to in the immediate future, we're supposed to say, but we were saying in the next month. Page of Pentacles reverse, 7 of Cups. One more card, please, Spirit. We also have the Queen of Wands. Wow. At the back of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like the numbers here are really significant, so we're just going to read them out. Number 10, number 7, and number 10 again. Even 17 could be significant. Oh, thank you. That's okay. It actually feels easier to live stream than film because I'm just talking to myself. Like, I still am talking to myself, but I really appreciate the interactions. That definitely helps. I struggle to sit still for 2 hours unless I'm like hyper fixated. But filming in a room, like, I'm usually getting up, you know, getting some fresh air, drinking lots of water. So these live streams really, actually really help. But I appreciate you for saying that. Thank you. Aquarius, let's get into this because I don't really feel like this is going to make sense until time goes on. You're already in a very favorable energy. You're already, like, the wheel has turned for you, Aquarius. And we're still in Capricorn season, so maybe your season really helps this feel more real for you. And it helps you recognize the energy, but you're already in a favorable energy of good fortune. So what you can look forward to in the immediate future is the chance to reconsider some of these big picture things that you've been meaning to change. And I feel like this is big, so you don't have to have it finished in the next month. But what you're doing is you're going in and you're dissecting it a little bit and you're questioning it a little bit. And you've had questions, but you get to take some action towards those questions. And you get to feel more confident about some of the changes that you want to make because of these questions and these dissections. And when we look at these big picture things, we're looking at your family structure, your career structure, your lifestyle, what retirement looks like, intergenerational dynamics, ancestry, lineage, those kinds of things, and how they still affect you in your present moment. Whether we're looking at the past or the future, the point is, how is this affecting me as an Aquarius in my present moment? And if it's affecting you in a harmful way, that's why you're questioning it. If it's affecting you in a good way, that's also why you're questioning it, because you want to know more. But the whole point of this is trying to make it fit better into the future you want for yourself. So this could be the year that you really destabilize these bigger systems. Maybe it's the year that you completely change your work routine, the way that you approach your career. It completely changes the traditions within your family, the relationships, and what it means to be a part of your family. I also see the 10 of Pentacles as like a blending of families and restructuring, like who the leaders are, how to facilitate family traditions, cultures, because you could have a cultural practice based on your cultural identity, but your family's culture is usually based off of their values as well. It's usually based off of, well, my mum really valued Christmas, so now we all try to get together for Christmas. Or my dad really valued being financially prepared, so now we have meetings and talk about how we're investing our money. Like whatever it is, you're revisiting the cultures here in your family and what values they come from. Now for you, this is interesting, but you're being very careful about how much you do here, because it's, again, this is supposed to be something to look forward to. So you're not trying to make things worse, more complicated, but you are trying to fix things and you're trying to look at them differently. You're trying to figure out how to make some of these changes happen, even if it takes time, even if it takes years. Now, you may be spending more time with an elder this month or in the next month, which is a weird, because that's actually something that did come out in your prediction as well. Just feeling like it's important for you to inherit wisdom from those who have lived through certain experiences. You may also just feel like it's a good time to look at what other people are doing. What do other cultures practice? How are other people keeping their head straight right now, you know? So sometimes this is about recognizing you don't have it all figured out, but you may be able to get more wisdom or advice or guidance, structure, by looking at other people who have that. So gaining inspiration through mentorship or just by listening to other people's experiences. Is there anything else Aquarius can gain from this card, Spirit? I mean, the Ten of Pentacles is a beautiful feeling of release as well. So this is the stepping stone for you, feeling like you don't have to follow what other people have done before you, getting to break some generational cycles and even getting to be a bit more flexible, you know, taking advantage of the change in times, the shift in generations. So you don't have to do everything that they did. You can actually do it differently. But how do you want to do that? So this is the month where you get to think about that. And that's why we have this Seven of Cups here. For you, Aquarius, you get to look forward to choices, ideas, and kind of being spoilt for choice. This feels good because you're coming across as someone who's really valuing insight, wisdom, and the right information, as long as it's coming from well-intended sources. I feel like as the month develops for you in the immediate future, so within the next month, you're going to realize that you have the chance to change things this year for yourself, for people around you. You can choose whether to include your community or not, but this is about you having choices. And although there are things that you really want, because the Seven of Cups always shows this one cup that seems to stand out compared to the others, you still get to be in that position of privilege where you have choices. Now, I think that this is something to look forward to because it feels like there's not much at stake here. And that's interesting because technically, looking at a Ten of Pentacles, you would assume there's a lot at stake, right? We talked about some big picture things like family, career, financial stability, lifestyle stability. But what you're realizing as the month goes on is that there's not a lot at stake here, really. You have a bit of freedom with this change, with this flexibility to try some things out. And if you don't like it, you can come back to your choices and go, okay, so let's try this instead. Let's do this instead. So what you'll be realizing is that with this Page of Pentacles reversed, you are in a different chapter of your life. You're going to need to be a bit more accountable for self, but you also shouldn't be underestimated because you've already gained your own wisdom and insight. And even as you choose to seek elders' experience or insight, people who are older than you or more experienced than you, as you try to gain from them, you're going to realize, geez, I actually knew a lot of this as well. Not to undermine them and what they've been through, but you're starting to recognize how you yourself are not as naive and inexperienced as you used to be. This is a lot of turns of like a lot of turning points is what this feels like. A lot of self-awareness. And also you're trying to be really humble about it, but you can't. Like if you're going to make this work for you, Aquarius, there's no need to be humble, but just, be proud and redirect that self-awareness towards, with this Queen of Wands, what am I doing with all of this? Oh my gosh, I don't know how I want to say this. What you have to look forward to is the fact that you're not the student anymore. And there's still a lot to learn in life, don't get me wrong. This is my Gemini rising coming in to just play devil's advocate for a second. We're always students in life, but you have underestimated yourself, Aquarius. You have really underestimated how evolved you are, how you could use your experience for all the right reasons compared to other people who get to this level. And we all know people who are in positions of power who really aren't qualified enough to be there, whether they're just our manager or whether we're looking at like the leaders of our countries, right? And I'm not even talking about anyone else but our Australian Prime Minister right now, but we all know people who get into those positions of power and leadership who aren't really qualified to be there. Yet, with this Queen of Wands, what you're realizing is you do deserve to be there. You deserve to be a leader in your own right. But what you have to figure out, and you don't have to do this in the next month either, you get to figure this out over the whole year, Aquarius. So just want to give you some relief there. What you have to look forward to is that you get to figure out how you want to lead. What do you want to create? And what are you going to do with what you know, with the skills you have, with the wisdom you have, with the energy that you will have this year? You're going to have a lot of energy. You're going to feel very inspired. So what are you going to do about it? And that's something to look forward to this month, because it feels like it's very positive for you. It feels like you're seeing this as an opportunity rather than just a heavy burden of responsibility. It feels like a beautiful opportunity for you to be self-aware, confident, and also create something that you're proud of this year. So it's very big. It's kind of like a whole energetic shift for you, Aquarius. And it's about, there again, being self-aware and confident, going through the process of humbling. I just got that from you, Jen, because it popped up. Yes, you tried to like humble and follow the process and gain wisdom and explore your choices, but you're going to realize, like, I actually do have enough. And yes, I'm always learning, but I have a lot to offer. I have a lot to contribute, and I do have the ability to create some wonderful things. And as you start to do that, you recognize how people do look up to you and see you as a leader, as a source of inspiration. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Aquarius. It's a big shift in energy, in mindset, and in self-capability without the pressure of making it all happen at once. And it's also a lot of tangible experiences that confirm that you're ready, so that you don't have to rush. You can just enjoy life giving you those tangible moments to confirm, okay, so I guess I'm a creator this year. I guess I'm a leader. I guess I'm going to be making something that I'm proud of this year. So that's what I see for you. I hope that was helpful, Aquarius. Let's have a look at Pisces now. That's an interesting point too, Jen. I wish that I would have seen that when I was channeling, but I think for me, that 10 of Pentacles represents like your chosen family, not always like your blood family, especially when it's reversed. It's about trying to figure out, well, who shares my values, who shares my beliefs, and who's proven that they love me and can be a part of my life as well. Or for you, it could just be about that mentorship and getting that wisdom and guidance from somebody who is a patriarch or a matriarch or a shaman, which is what came through in the website predictions. Oh, my ear just did something really weird. I just heard my stepdaughter plays guitar too, but I just heard a guitar like right next to my ear. Crazy. Like the G chord. It was very strong on an acoustic guitar. Anyway, let's move forward. We got one sign left. We are up to Pisces. Spirit, what can Pisces look forward to in the immediate future? Ten of Wands, wow. Oh, Seven of Wands. Yeah, 2025 really did a number on us. The energy is like, oh, it's a little slow to kick into new year, new me vibes, but at least we can rest assured that for the most part, it's a collective shift. I think the only signs that were like ready for the new year were some earth signs and some air signs from memory, from when I did those predictions. Page of Pentacles reversed and Seven of Swords reversed. Goodness, Pisces. There's no cups here for you, which is very different. Six of Pentacles at the back of the deck. This is a good time to feel like you're making progress, though. How interesting. What you have to look forward to in the immediate future, which is supposed to happen within the next 3 weeks, is this feeling of like your life is getting back on track. Your life is moving forward. You're recovering from if you've taken time off, but also if you've been working really hard towards your responsibilities. Like this is a feeling of getting to the end of one cycle and recognizing just how capable you are if you need to be. But you don't have to push yourself that far every time. In the next 3 weeks, you're realizing that you could be doing more if you wanted to. You could be capable. You could take on more. You could do more. You could really push yourself if you wanted to. But with the Six of Pentacles at the back of the deck, the whole point is to have that balance, is to know when to ask for help as well. And it's also about having that balance with your money, with your time, and with your values. Because I do see this as like a 6th house energy. And the ways in which you work, which means like the ways that you choose to spend your time and your money, can help enrich the way you see life, especially if you're contributing it towards your values. If you're helping people because you genuinely enjoy helping people, then that's always going to be something that feels affirming when you do it. But if you don't always get a kick out of donating money, you know what I mean? Then your version of generosity is going to be very different. Maybe your version of generosity is by giving acts of service, seeing a loved one who isn't coping and offering to help out around the house. Maybe your acts of service are more about random and just in the moment feeling it because you are a mutable sign. Giving a surprise gift that you made to somebody you were thinking of and then watching them be surprised and like, what? Why? It's not my birthday. Christmas was a month ago. What is this? So I think what you can look forward to in the immediate future is more balance in your lifestyle, but also just feeling like you have some beautiful people around you. You may even receive a random act of kindness from a stranger, from somebody just coming up to you and doing something that was very considerate, and you not feeling bad about it, you just realizing like, oh, geez, there are still good people in the world. And then the other side of that is paying it forward, because that's what brings this into balance, is paying forward those moments of generosity and kindness in any way you can. Obviously, if a really wealthy person is out here donating lots of money and paying for all these people's, I wish they did that more, I don't know if they do, but if they were to pay for the whole store's grocery, you can't top that or match that unless you have the same. So it's all about doing what you can with what you've got, is what this feels like, and recognizing what you've got, recognizing how valuable your time is, how valuable your money is. I think as the cost of living soared over the last 5 years, I'm just completely floored at how expensive things are when I go to the grocery store. Like, money is precious. So anything that you can give is precious. And that's what you're realizing. That's something to look forward to. You're receiving and you're giving, and there's this acknowledgement of, wow, this is precious, this is generous, this is very kind. So over here, coming back to energy, I really feel like Pisces, we got to figure out what we're doing in terms of responsibilities. Something isn't working here. You might be self-sabotaging, or it's time to really look at what you're working towards with your energy, because the 10 of Wands as something to look forward to is the end of doing too much. Basically, we're not doing this anymore. We're not lighting every candle and then being shocked when we're sitting there in the dark without any light because all the candles burned at once. We're not overcommitting ourselves and then feeling frustrated about the fact that we have no free time. So your energy is very precious, your time is very precious, your money is precious. And in the immediate future, you're going to very clearly see what needs to end in terms of how you're investing your energy and expecting things to happen. It's not in your best interest, health-wise and nervous system-wise, to expect this much anymore. Through this shift, we're being more reasonable and realistic with what we can do. With the 7 of Wands reversed, this is a strong feeling of just because I can doesn't mean I need to. I got nothing to prove to anybody except myself and my maker, I'm hearing. So maybe someone here is like really wanting to make that clear. But I just feel like this is about not showing up, showing off. You don't have to overdo it. You've got nothing to prove. You're not an underdog, actually. And trying not to let people get the best of you. Trying not to let these situations trigger you into desperation. This is also about letting your pride sit to the side. because sometimes what's going on in this equation is that you've been too proud to ask for help, and that's not actually helping you any bit. Your pride is creating more problems. So don't be too proud to ask for help, to accept opportunities for assistance. If somebody's saying, I can help you, or this can help you, don't be too proud, don't fight it. That's what the Seven of Wands is saying, don't fight it. With the Page of Pentacles here, what you can look forward to is something turning out better than you expected. It feels like a bit of a redirection. Our Page of Pentacles has been in and out of all of these readings, but for you, it feels like a situation developing beyond what you expected it to. You thought you were going to be a Page of Pentacles, and then when you realize, geez, I'm doing too much, I need to ask for help, you get an even better outcome. Instead of fighting so hard for so little, you're leaving room to receive more, because your energy is available for this opportunity. And instead of feeling like, no, I'm already carrying too much, well, actually, I have all the time in the world now. Well, actually, I've got a lot of freedom to think about this more seriously. So for some of you, this is about going back to something that you already started or tried to develop and it just didn't take off at the time. Now you get the chance to really pick it up again, to look into it more seriously and to develop it even further. Because the Page of Pentacles reversed ultimately means that we are more than what we used to be. And we're taking this situation to another level. We're expecting more, and we're also changing the way that we act and how we act towards this, because we're not underqualified and inexperienced anymore, and because our needs have changed. And then our expectations also start to change. So I feel like this is ultimately positively impacting your lifestyle, how you see yourself as a person, because usually the Page of Pentacles is talking about like personal development, career development. But I think it's bigger than that for you. Coming back to the Six of Pentacles, it's about character and how you see yourself as a character, how you want people to see you as a character. And you're really seeing the goodness in humanity because you're very aware of the bad. Let's be real, as a Pisces, you grow up very quickly in your first 2 decades of life to recognize how colorful and complicated humanity is. So in the next month, you're getting to see the good, the kindness, the acts of service without expectations to receive. And I do think with the Seven of Swords here, this is ultimately saying that for you, this is something to look forward to because it changes the way that you see yourself, the people around you, your community. You don't have to believe that everyone is bad, and you don't have to see yourself as a bad person. You get to witness integrity within others and yourself, and you get to see how important it is to just be honest. If you're struggling, ask for help. You've got nothing to prove. People want to help you. And we know that you're more than this moment of help. That's why we're helping you, because we see you as more than just this moment of weakness or moment of struggle. So this Seven of Swords reversed is you being able to discredit harmful thoughts, stereotypes, assumptions about yourself and about some of these people around you. I feel like this is overall a big chance for you to start this year right, because you may have come into this year feeling like it was just a whole lot of baggage, a whole lot of pressure, a whole lot of expectations. And over the next month, especially coming into Aquarius and Pisces season, you get to see things take a positive turn. And you get to feel like people around you aren't underestimating you. So why were you underestimating yourself? It's pretty big picture stuff, and it's all related towards big things. Like there's no feelings here for you. It's all energy, community, character building, and integrity, like very big things. But that is what you have to look forward to, Pisces. And it is going to help you set you up for success this year and make you more aware of how important it is to be honest with yourself and others, and ask for help when you need it, pay it forward when you can. But you have nothing to prove to anybody except yourself and your maker, apparently. Look after yourself. I'm going to end the reading now, y'all. Pisces was our last sign. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in live and after. I appreciate you all. This was our first reading in the new year. I do want to do our February predictions, but I'm just going to have to see how the next week goes. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll be able to do it live. I might have to pre-record it. We'll see how we go. But thank you so much for tuning in and for all of your support, for interacting. I appreciate it. Look after yourselves. It was lovely to see you again too, Jen. Until we meet again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Bye.